Hey everyone. Tonight, I'm sharing a real spine-chilling story from Reddit. If you love horror, hit subscribe for more terrifying tales. Now, let's dive in. Don't watch this alone. The other night, my wife asked me if I had recently put my hands on the bathroom mirror. At first, I thought she was crazy, but then I saw them. Fingerprints, large, smudged, wrong. I told her it was possible I had leaned against the mirror while brushing my teeth in the early morning haze. You know how it is. Half asleep, stumbling through your routine. But something about them felt off. The angle, the spread of the fingers. When we tried to recreate it, it was awkward, unnatural. It lingered in my mind, but I pushed it away. Then things started disappearing. Small things at first. A comb, my razor, a towel we swore we had just folded. The bathroom always looked spotless, like someone had been meticulously cleaning it. I assumed my wife was just on a cleaning spree. Maybe she was playing a prank. It was the kind of relationship we had. Always teasing, picking at each other, keeping things light. But she never mentioned it. And when I started paying attention, I realized other things were happening too. One morning, I woke up to my wife glaring at me. "You're an asshole," she muttered. "What?" "You breathed your hot-ass air on me all night. No wonder you brush your teeth first thing in the morning. Your breath is awful." She laughed, rolling over. I laughed too. Then I remembered. I sleep facing away from her. That night, I came home from work, and while I was playing with our daughter in the living room, my wife screamed. I ran to the bathroom. She was standing there, towel wrapped around her, shaking. The fingerprints were back, but this time, they were near the top of the mirror. There was no way either of us could have done that without standing on something. My stomach twisted. "Stop with the pranks," I said. "I'm not sure what pranks you're talking about," she said, voice trembling. "But I've had enough. We're going to my mom's house." That's when it hit me. None of this was her. Someone or something had been in our house, watching, moving things, standing over us while we slept, breathing on her at night. I told her to pack a bag and take the baby to her mom's. My brother and I stayed behind, guns in hand, sitting in the dark for hours, listening. Then we heard it, a thump, from the bathroom. We crept down the hallway, moving slow, ears straining. The house felt thick, like the walls were pressing in. Then, the door creaked open. Before I could react, my brother shoved his hand through the crack, grabbing whoever was behind it and ripping them into the hallway. It was a man, wearing my wife's clothes. He was filthy, his skin slick with sweat. His eyes, wide, hungry, unblinking, darted between us as he gasped like a wild animal caught in a trap. My brother pinned him down while I called the cops, but something still wasn't right. How the fuck did he get in the bathroom? Then I saw it. Above the mirror, a hole, about 2 feet by 2 feet, sealed so perfectly into the ceiling that I had never noticed it before. I climbed up. I wish I hadn't. The crawl space was tight, the air thick with the stench of sweat and something rotting. My flashlight flickered against walls covered in filth. Old, greasy handprints, deep scratches, and smears of something dark. Then I saw it. A doll, dressed in my daughter's old onesie. Its plastic face was smeared with something wet, its tiny hands wrapped in strands of my wife's hair. I swallowed bile and turned the light. A shrine. Torn photos of my wife, her underwear pinned to the walls, strands of her hair braided together in little knots. a pile of baby clothes, my daughter's old pacifier, and things I knew we had thrown away. Then I saw the tunnels, tiny passages worming through the walls, barely big enough for a person to squeeze through. I shined my light into one, and my stomach turned. The walls were covered in scratches, like someone had been clawing their way through them for years. And then I saw the peepholes. One led straight into our bedroom. The wall around it was stained, dark, crusted streaks running down from where his face must have been pressed. I didn't want to touch it. I knew what it was. I felt like I was going to be sick. He had been watching us every night, watching my wife change, watching me leave for work, watching my daughter sleep. And suddenly, I understood. I knew who he was. A guy from my wife's high school, obsessed with her, writing stories about her, twisted, sexual stories. When she found out, she cut him off. But he never let go. How long had he been here? Had he crawled through these walls while I was at work? Had he been waiting for me to leave, touching himself while my wife and daughter slept? I saw red. I was gonna finish this myself. I dragged him down the hallway, my hands tight around his collar. I was going to handle it. As a primal rage built up inside of me, I was gonna turn this man into a pulp. I was gonna make his head look like hamburger meat. I slid him against the baseboards and swung my fists into his face. At first he started to struggle, then he went slumped. I started to swing again. Then, a knock at the door. Police department. My brother had been texting his wife seconds before the interaction all started. He must have told her we were going to check out a noise. I let them in. I had no choice. We sold the house immediately. My wife never felt safe again. Honestly, neither did I. I'm writing this as a warning. Pay attention to the small things. Thank you so much for staying with me till the end. If you enjoyed this story and it sent shivers down your spine, please give this video a like. Your support means the world to me, and it helps me bring more stories like this to you. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out on the next chilling tale. Your subscription inspires me to create better and scarier content just for you. Until next time, stay safe, stay curious, and don't forget to watch your back. See you soon.